Here's everything you need to know about season 1 of Orange is the New Black. The show follows Piper Chapman, a seemingly typical liberal New Yorker. She's engaged to Jason Biggs and runs a soap-making company with her friend Polly. But a secret from her past comes back to haunt her. 10 years ago, she was in a relationship with a woman named Alex Voss, an international drug smuggler. When Piper's involvement with the business is revealed, she's sentenced to 15 months in Litchfield Penitentiary, which puts everything in her life on hold. The culture shock is immediate. Right off the bat, Piper complains about the prison food, which pisses off head chef Red so much that she refuses to serve anything to Piper. She gets a bloody tampon instead. Sam Healy is Piper's correctional officer, and he tries to help her out, but his advice really isn't all that helpful.
You do not have to have lesbian sex.
Worst of all, it turns out that Alex is in the same prison. She tries to send a peace offering to Piper, who ignores her. Instead, Piper turns to a prisoner with the not-so-subtle nickname of Crazy Eyes for help regarding Red. Crazy Eyes helps Piper make a lotion that helps Red with her back and develops a psycho crush on her in the process. Meanwhile, Dayanara, who arrived to Litchfield at the same time as Piper, is chastised by her mother, Aleda, also in prison, and we find out that their relationship is rocky at best, since they're both in jail for drug crimes related to Aleda's old boyfriend, Caesar, whom Dayanara slept with too. We get to know some other characters as well. There's Brissette, a transgender inmate who does everyone's hair and is there because of the credit card fraud she used to finance her gender reassignment surgery. There's Mendez, aka Pornstash, a masochistic guard, and foul-mouthed lesbian Nikki. Oh, and also Tasty, Poussey, Yoga Jones, Norma, Big Boo, Trisha, and of course Doggett. More on her later. Piper ends up bunking with OCD neat freak Miss Claudette and rejects advances from Crazy Eyes. To get revenge and because, well, she's crazy, Crazy Eyes pees on her floor. Piper works in the electrical shop and loses a screwdriver, causing a prison-wide search during which Mendez molests her. Larry finds out that it was Alex that named Piper to the FBI but doesn't want her getting caught up in prison politics, so he lies to her and says it wasn't her. Piper schedules a business call but ends up chasing a chicken instead. Believing that Piper is too distracted, Polly takes more control over the soap business. Piper is placed on the Prisoner's Council, whack by Healy, even though she doesn't want it. This angers born-again Christian former meth head Doggett, who wanted to be on whack to get false teeth and to make the prison, more Christian.
I am a follower of Jesus Christ, my Lord and my Savior.
Badman Mendez tries to get Red to smuggle in drugs for him. She refuses, but then Nikki reveals to him how Red gets stuff into Litchfield, so Mendez gets the drugs in that way without telling Red. She finds the drugs and flushes them down the toilet, so Mendez pees in Thanksgiving dinner and threatens Red unless she does what he says. Meanwhile, Daya starts an affair with Bennett, a nice guard with a prosthetic leg. She gets pregnant.
You'll feel better in 9 months.
Larry publishes an article about what it's like to have a fiancé in prison. Piper gets upset because the article is full of inaccuracies. Healy gets upset because of the unnecessary press and gets colder to Piper. Alex gets fed up with Doggett and threatens to rape her if she doesn't cool it. Doggett retaliates by locking Alex in the dryer. Alex and Piper dance and Doggett tells Healy that they've been lesbianing. He throws Piper in solitary confinement, or SHU. When she gets out, her and Alex finally get down and dirty again. Healy calls Larry and insinuates that Piper is, in fact, lesbianing. A bunch of at-risk youth arrive at the prison and Doggett gets tricked into trying to faith heal a particularly troubled girl in a wheelchair. After this outburst, she's sent to the psychiatric ward. Mendez, meanwhile, has locked Trisha away with illegal drugs that he's coaxed her to sell in the prison. She ODs. Mendez makes it look like she committed suicide, but Red and Nikki know better and vow to take him down. Daya seduces Mendez in an effort to make it look like he's responsible for her pregnancy. Caputo, one of the prison administrators, catches them and puts Mendez on leave. In a moment of weakness, Mendez tells Bennett that him and Daya are in love, and that he's smuggling drugs into the prison. Bennett tells Caputo. Doggett gets out of the psych ward with Piper's help, but she demands that Piper get baptized. She refuses. Doggett plots to kill Piper. Larry goes on a radio show to talk about his article, and Piper discovers that Larry's been told about her prison relationship. Alex tells Piper that she can either choose a boring life of security with Larry or an adventuresome one with her. Piper chooses Larry, who visits Alex in prison to warn her to keep away from Piper. Alex tells him that it was Piper who initiated their sexual relationship in prison, not her. Larry dumps Piper.
How does it feel to be in love with the woman who ruined our lives?
Doggett attacks her in the shower, and Big Boo gives a terrified Piper the screwdriver that she found all the way back in episode 4 and has been saving. Doggett and Piper have a confrontation outside in the snow. Piper calls to Healy for help, but he leaves. Piper beats the shit out of Doggett, and the season ends.